Hello, and my name is Naya Anderson. And today I will be doing my video project on my multiple audience research paper. So, the topic of my multiple audience research paper is how COVID-19 impacted mental health. So, I start off my introduction with, in the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, the global prevalence of anxiety and depression increased by 25% according to a scientific brief released by the World Health Organization. While COVID-19 pandemic was a scary and eye-opening time, my paper is going to demonstrate how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted mental health in a negative way. So, the main supporting details of my paper will be how COVID-19 has increased stress, anxiety, and depression levels, and it has also affected young women and people mentally, unfortunately. And I will also be including how health workers have been mentally impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic straight from work from the hospital. So, in regards to stress, anxiety, and depression levels, my evidence will be one major explanation for the increase is the unprecedented stress caused by the social isolation resulting from the pandemic. Linked to were constraints on people's ability to work, seek support from loved ones, and engage in their communities. So this is basically explaining and analyzing how stress, anxiety, and depression was very, very, very much heightened, and it gave people a feeling of uneasiness as this was slightly new and people couldn't go to their families or their loved ones to, comfort and hold them. They couldn't do it because we were in isolation. But the people that have been affected the most is young people under the age of 18 and women. So my evidence is the brief, which is informed by a comprehensive review of existing evidence about the impact of COVID-19 on mental health and mental health services, and includes estimates from the latest global burden of disease study, shows that the pandemic has affected the mental health of young people and that they are disproportionately at risk of suicidal and self-harming behaviors. Now, that is explaining that young people that is basically in stress of what's going on are more likely than anybody else to have suicidal thoughts or perform self-harming behavior, which is definitely not a good thing, especially in a situation like this. To continue, some children and adolescents are being made to stay home and may have increased the risk of family stress and abuse, which is definitely high risk factors for mental health problems. Now, leading on to women. Women have been more severely impacted than men in that people with pre-existing physical health conditions such as asthma, cancer, heart disease, etc. are more likely to develop symptoms of mental disorders. This is explaining how women are already at stress, especially if they have a medical condition that's making their life even more harder. And then if they was to catch the virus, it will be more of a threat to their immune system and their body due to the condition that they already have. So they become stressed out about that, which is, expected or normal. Now, finally, moving on to my third supporting detail. Healthcare workers have also been impacted mentally by the COVID-19 pandemic from work. The Mental Health of America recent study on mental health care workers state that 93% of healthcare workers were experiencing stress, 86% were reported experiencing anxiety, 77 reported frustration, 76 reported exhaustion and burnt out, and 75% of them said they were overwhelmed. So that even goes to show that people in health care facilities that is helping to stop this virus are stressing and going through mental downfalls just as any other person would. And it's like, while the COVID-19 pandemic was a rough and life-changing time, my paper demonstrated how COVID-19 did impact its people. It didn't just impact its people, it also physically impacted people mentally. And then my ending quote will be, Luciana Berger states that when the physical threat of coronavirus subsides, as it surely will, we must address the impact to our mental health. And that sums up the video of my multi-audience research paper. I hope you enjoyed it.